how would you summarize the changes you've undergone?
Woohoo! It's been great. I feel like a new person. I feel like I have me back.
It's been really fun to watch you go from pre-retirement into retirement, because I remember before retirement, you had a lot of apprehensions. I witnessed your transition from where you were before you retired to where you are now as a very well-established retiree from the school system. I'll get you to bring me back in time and tell me what it felt like and what your apprehensions were in that time leading up to your big decision.
Okay, you're right. I did enjoy teaching, and I had the best class to finish my career. So it was really hard to make the decision to leave, to think of leaving all those students and the fun times that we had. But there were a lot of things that were difficult. I was disillusioned, I was frustrated, I was tired, and I thought that maybe it was time, but I was scared. I was really scared to, because I was always a teacher. Who was I going to be if I wasn't the teacher? And so I couldn't imagine myself not doing that. But also I was scared that I wouldn't have enough money to survive. So yes, there was a lot of apprehension, and I really appreciated talking to you because you helped me see other options and think of things outside of the box. It was very helpful. Yeah.
Well, I was glad to be there in that conversation, and I didn't have any idea that I'd be following suit shortly after yourself. So when it came to finances,
I imagined that retiring early without a full pension meant that I wouldn't have enough. But you showed me options like a person could get another job, a person can do other things as well. And so I did. And now I have several part-time jobs that I enjoy that are not stressful, that bring in enough money for me to have a comfortable life that I didn't imagine that I could have then.
And you certainly seem to be busy, and one would even say you're almost working full time. So what's different about working now compared to working in your lifelong career?
Well, I think anyone who is a teacher knows that it's always on your mind. You can't escape it, even if it's the weekend or the evening. Well, for me, it was that case anyway. And now I don't have that. I don't have homework in the evening. I don't have meetings to go to. I don't have the stress of, the difficulties with students in the day. I don't have those stresses, and I have flexibility. If it's a part-time job, I can say I can't come this week. I'm coming next week. I can go meet with friends. I can travel. I have options, and I didn't have that. So that I really enjoy that.
How do you think it's shifted your own personal emotions and energy?
Well, I think I was feeling old and tired at the end of my teaching career. And now I would say I feel energized. I feel like I found a little bit of youthfulness again. I don't feel like an old lady anymore, even though I am. But I see myself in a different way than I did then. And I had time to eat better, to exercise, to sleep better. I just look after myself better, I guess. I just do things that serve me and not worry so much about everybody else.
Are there things you can do now that you weren't able to do while you were working?
Yeah. When I first retired, I had an exchange student, and that was an enriching experience that I wouldn't have had the energy for before that. I have traveled several times in a year to lots of places I've wanted to go for a long time. I've met new people, have time to meet my friends and to do things that I didn't have before.
It sounds like a good life, and it doesn't sound like you have any regrets.
No, I don't actually. No. I also have time to supply teach, and that gives me a chance to reconnect with students and to get my fill of being a teacher, to see my colleagues, and but it's on my terms and when I have time or choose to go.
What advice would you give to someone else who was in the shoes you were in, say 3 years ago?
Have you thought of other options? Because sometimes our thinking is really narrow, and we get so caught up in one idea that you can't change lanes. But what are priorities for you? What do you want out of life? And are there other ways that you could do it than what you're doing now? If you're not happy or you're not healthy because of it, you should make a change and not be scared of it, I guess. Realize that there are other options.
Mm-hmm. Reflecting on your journey, how would you summarize the changes you've undergone?
Woohoo! It's been great. I feel like a new person. I feel like I have me back. And I feel like life is enriching, and that's good.
You seem to have a new freedom, and you seem to have energy to work a lot. There's a shift of energy, and there's a productivity that comes with that.
And I still have work to do, because I think that when you've worked for such a long time, well, for me, that's my mode, is working. So I guess I can't just sit at home and do nothing. So I go and do other things that I choose to do. And now I'm running out of time again to look after me. So I have to do a readjustment, I think.
But I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Well, I appreciate you did talk to me also.
Oh, thank you so much.